Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CSGO Clutch Podcast, sponsored by PrizePicks. My name is Adam Cohn, I am your host, and I am here to once again break down another CSGO DFS main slate on Draftkings and PrizePicks. However, special shout outs to our sponsor PrizePicks. Head over to prizepicks.com or download the PrizePicks app. New depositors, sign up using the promo code CLUTCH. Again, promo code CLUTCH. New depositors get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. It's an absolutely amazing product. Amazing things happening over there. Check out PrizePicks. Again, promo code CLUTCH. Again, that's promo code CLUTCH. New depositors get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. And while I'm at it, let's get the plugging out of the way with first. Follow the CSGO Clutch Podcast on Twitter at CSGO Clutch Pod. You can follow me on Twitter at AdamWX21. And you can follow our co-host Dan Welch on Twitter at WanDelch, WanDelch. Lastly, drop a like on this video, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell next to the subscribe button. That way there, each and every single time one of these podcasts drop, you all are notified instantaneously. And leave a comment down below. Interact with us on Twitter. Interact with us on YouTube. Interact with us. We want to see some fan interaction. Tell us what plays you all are on for this upcoming slate. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, maybe what you want to see added to the podcast. We're always open to suggestions from our fans. With that being said, let's get into this. We have wrapped up Group A. We've wrapped up Group B. We are heading right into Day 1 of Group C, the ESL Pro League Season 14. Let's take a look at this real quick. So, what we have is a Group A. Heroic wins 5-0. Team Vitality 4-1 and Ents 3-2. So, Astralis, Team Spirit, and the Bad News Bears are out of ESL Pro League Season 14. And now, moving on to Group B. OG 5-0. If you were to tell me OG going in 5-0, I would have given you an outside chance at this. But I talked about this on one of the other previous podcasts. I wanted to see what Force can do in this tournament. Force went 4-1, and they came in second place. Complexity. I'm going to say this like that. Very kind of surprisingly, go 3-2. They have no config. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks with a wrist injury. NATO Sapphics is in for him, and now you have the brand new S tag that's signed to Complexity in replace of Rush. The biggest thing that sticks out of anything so far in the groups, G2 didn't win a single game. Sinners Esports won more games than G2. Virtus Pro won more games than G2. Okay? G2 went 0-5. Fours went 4-1, G2 went 0-5. Wow. G2, I don't know what happened. We could take a look into that later. But this is just all sorts of crazy. But we're here to talk about Group C. Let's get into these groups. Navi, let's get into this group. It's Navi, it's FaZe, Big, Mousesports, Evil Geniuses, and Fnatic. Some news to talk about. And really, some of the only news in this thing we really need to talk about. We have Big Gade coming in, being signed for Big Clan, for Big. And Xantares has left. He has formed that Turkish powerhouse team, the Eternal Flames. I believe is what they're calling themselves. So, Gade coming in for Xantares. Look, anyone that was getting signed to Big, if your name wasn't Xantares, unless you were a major player, is probably a downgrade, because Xantares is just that good. However, I want to see what Gade can do with Big. I'm interested to see how this is going to look. So keep that in mind. Again, Big have had Gade now for a couple of weeks, I think. Keep that in mind. They're practicing together and everything else. Just the same thing like Fnatic have been practicing with Alex and Mezzi. Yes, Fnatic for the first time since I believe 2013 are now a full international roster. Fnatic now consists of Brolan, Crimson, Chiquino, and Alex and Mezzi as well. Alex and Mezzi are the two new signees. Alex is your new IGL. I'm really interested to see what this brand new Fnatic looking roster can do. And AG. So look, Stanislaw is taking some time away from Counter-Strike right now. You can go check out the story on hltv.org. So Daps, their coach, replacing Zeus, who came back. Daps was out to Valorant, and he's back to Counter-Strike, and now he's coaching in place of Zeus. Look, here's the deal. Am I playing Daps in DFS? Probably not. Am I interested in what EG can do after how they looked in the last tournament? Yes. So we're going to take a look at them heavily as well. So I would consider right now, for me, the favorites are Navi 1, Mouse 2, FaZe 3. Yeah, I said FaZe is a favorite. I don't care. There's a good chance Navi go 5-0. I'm just going to say that now. I think the only team that has a real chance of beating Navi are Mouse Sports. If this was online, okay, maybe FaZe has a chance of beating Navi. But we saw Navi beat FaZe on IEM Cologne, I believe. So I'm just... Navi we're going to be targeting in DFS a lot. Mouse Sports second. We'll see about the rest of the teams, but Navi and Mouse Sports should be your two heavy favoritists. You can go FaZe 3, you can go Big 3, you can go EG 3. I don't even mind going Fnatic 3. It's up for the taking, but Navi and Mouse should pretty, in my opinion, pretty safely move on to the playoffs for ESL Pro League Season 14. Anything could happen. We said the same thing about G2. Could have got through that group with no problem, or at least got a playoff spot. G2 went 0-5. So we'll see what happens. But let's get into today's slate. All right, so let's head into this. Let's get into just an overall look at the slate. Something you're going to have to make a decision on, and it's a high-price decision. Simple is our most expensive player here at 10,600. That makes his captain price 15,900. Look, you're going to have to figure out what to do, because the leverage on this, the salary savings on this slate right now is Fnatic. And the rest of them are sporadically in the lower tier. So you're going to have to make a decision on Simple in your captain spot. You're going to have to make a decision for your lineups. Look, I'm telling you right now, I would not fade Simple. I think you go overweight on Simple. I think you probably get anywhere in the range of like 60 to 70%. I was actually talking with someone else earlier on Discord. He said something like it's on the 60 to 70% range for Simple. I'm like, yeah, that seems about right. So I'm going to give him a shout out real quick here on the podcast. Just give me a quick second. I'm going to shout out to P Newman 10. I like the 60 to 70% Simple call. I think that's a really good lineup. Quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I don't mind if you go 50 to 70% Simple. You have to leave yourself some salary savings. If you want to go 50%, you want to go 60, 70, 80. I don't care if you lock button Simple. You just have to make the rest of your lineup work. One thing we always try to talk to you all about here on the podcast, and again, there's no lineup review today, but one thing we have to keep in mind is typically if you're playing someone on these 3-game and above slates, you do not want to run it back with anyone on the other team. My rule of thumb is unless your name is Simple or Zyru, I don't do runbacks. So if you want to play some Fnatic with a runback on Simple, fine, but typically if you're playing, let's just say 2 from Navi, typically no one from Fnatic is going to optimally score. If you think Navi are going to win and they're the ones that are optimal, or the ones that you think are going to score higher. Typically no one from Fnatic should really be getting up there. It's a game, anything can happen. I think we had some crazy stats earlier today. Let's take a look. I think it was the Complexity OG game. Okay, so Blame F 42 and 36 was still +6. But look at Manto, +26. You needed him. Valde, +9. Alexi B, +3. Even Nico was 38 and 38. All right, NATO, who looked like he was breaking the slate earlier on this past slate, ended up going 37 and 43. You have to figure out what works best for all of you. Typically, though, I don't do runbacks on another team. You can do that if you want to get different. Typically, that's not something that I do. But let's head into this slate and let's talk about it. Let's talk about what EG versus Big, so Evil Geniuses versus Big. Let's talk about pricing. Again, no Xantaris, no Tarek, no Ethan, no Stanislaw. One thing that stood out to me immediately, Gate is $9,000 for reasons I don't quite understand. I don't know if Draftkings just went, hey, we're going to keep the Xantaris part of the algorithm in there, and we're just going to replace his name with Gate. If this was Xantaris at 9,000, I can understand. Gate at 9,000? Large field GPPs at 5 to 15%. Other than that, fade. He's too expensive. We have no sample size on Gate. We're not watching their scrims. We do not know how they're doing it. We don't know if Gate is just practicing. We don't know what Gate is going to do. $9,000 is a tremendous ask for a new player on this team. Yes, it's EG. Yes, they're not that good. I understand that. Gate should not be $9,000. He's too expensive. I want no part of him. My one lineup that I'm probably going to make, I am going to have 0 Gate. If I'm playing Big, it's Searson, it's Tabson, it's Keto. Maybe I take a shot on Tizian. But I can tell you right now, players that I am going to want to get exposure to in the let's just put it above 8,000 range. All right. I want exposure to Simple, Searson, Rops, Twist, Electronic, Oboe, Brokey, Frozen, Tabson, Bit. Don't worry, I'll wait. I named off every single one that's not named Gade. Now, large field GPPs, you want to take some chances on Gade, I'm totally fine with that. I can tell you right now, 2 players I absolutely want to target are Simple and Rops. Or maybe even Simple and Twists. If I'm paying 10,600 for Simple, and I'm playing, let's just say I'm going to go Rops, 9,600 for Rops. That leaves me 7,450 a player plus my captain spot. So I'll get to this in the next game, but my early core play is Captain Bit. That leaves me just under $6,000 per player. Let me tell you what under $6,000 per player can get you in this slate. Chiquino, Breeze, Tizian, Kerrigan, Acor, Crims, Daps, Alex. Do any of those inspire confidence? Maybe Acor. Okay, let's plug Acor at 5,400. Oh, I got 6,200 per player. Let's just say I want to go 3-man mouse stack. I want Dexter. Okay, so there's me 3 mouse, 2 Navi. So that leaves me 1 from this game of EG or Big. Okay, we take a shot on Breezy. I'm okay with this. You want to take a shot on Tizian. Not big of a fan of that, but I'm okay with it. You want to go 3-3, which I don't typically advise, but let's just say you want to go 3-3. You can't even get a 3-3 because there's no Navi player cheap enough. Cheapest Navi player is Boom, which is 6,800. So what are you going to do? You're going to fade Rops? You're going to put Gade in there? Let's do it. Let's add Gade. Let's add Gade in that lineup. Okay, I want Searson. That's not happening. I want Tabson. That's not happening. That a lineup you want to play and feel good about? You want to play Gade and Tizian? I mean, Gade can do it. I don't mind playing Gade. 20 entry max? Sure, take some chances. 3 entry max, you want to get wild and put 1 lineup a game? Okay with that. I think the price tag's too high. Can I see him paying off? Sure. Have we seen any sample size with Gade? No. Not with Big. We know what he's capable of. But we have no games with him, no official games with him on the Big roster. We don't have it. He was with Hyenas. He was with North. He's a good player. He can get there. He needs to pay off that night. He needs to get there at a $9,000 price tag is what I'm saying. He has to get there. Now, with that being said, Searson 1, Tabson 2, Gade 3. I've talked myself up on Gade, even though I'm trying to talk myself off of Gade. Keto 4. I don't know, but Keto 3 and Gade 4. Keto 4 and Tizian 5. On the EG side of things, I want Mihu. I want Oboe. I don't mind taking a chance on Daps at 5,000 if you want a 3-man stack EG. I think for EG, it's kind of clear. It's Mihu 1, it's Oboe 2. I'll go Breezy 3, Cirque 4. Breezy is extremely volatile. Hopefully he's fixed something over the tournament break. See if his mind's back in the game. I don't know if he's going to Valorant. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't mind taking shots on Breezy. He's 5,800 if you want a 3-man stack. If you want to get different and play Mihu and Breezy, fine. You'll be over Breezy, fine. I'll play some Cirque. I'm fine with that. I don't want to take any chances on Daps at 5,000. But again, if you were back playing Counter-Strike with us way back in the day, when he was on Gen G, not exactly the highest fragger. Not something I would take a chance on. $5,000 doesn't really much to get there. But again, I want to win that 3K. If you want to play Daps on a 20 entry max, I'm okay with it. Maybe in a 3 entry max, you take a chance and go on Daps, but that's fine. Nothing else we really talk about here. Again, I talked myself a little bit more onto Gate as a large field GPP play only. DAPS, large field GPP only. Oddly enough, I feel more confident in Gade at 9,000 than I do DAPS at 5,000. Take that for what it's worth. I'm going to leave it at that. Breezy, I think, is a very hit-or-miss player. I do not know what I'm going to get with him, but I don't mind taking chances on him at the 800 and shooting for the moon. Stealing point-wise. So let's do this here. Breezy, can he have 70, 80, 90 key points? Absolutely. And he could get there. This is an EG roster working with DAPS versus Big with a new player. Okay. I understand. You know, we'll see what happens. But I'm really interested to watch this game. Games are at 7:30, 10:30, and 1:30 right now. Eastern time. Again, they're not all at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Just keep that in mind. I think Breezy has a high ceiling point potential here. I really like Mihu 1, Obo 2, Breezy 3, Cirque 4, Daps 5. Again, Searson 1 for Big, Tabson 2, Gade 3, Keto 4, Tizian 5. Excuse me. All right, let's do this. Second game on the slate, Navi versus Fnatic. This should be open shut case for Navi. This should be a 2-0. Navi should spank Fnatic. Bit is my core play on this slate. I like Bit in Flex. I like Bit in the Couch. There's a favorite captain on this slate. Bit 1, Simple 2, Electronic 3, Perfecto 4, Boomage 5. Quite frankly, if you want to play Bit Perfecto, I'm okay with it. You want to play Simple Bit Perfecto, I'm okay with it. Any one of those 4, including Perfecto, it's almost like a 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. That entire group, if you're making groups, group them at like 1 to 3. I don't mind adding in some Boomage. He's the IGL, probably not going to have to do much in this game, but definitely get exposure to Boomage. You want to put all 5 in a group, and you want to set all 5 to 1 to 3, I'm okay with that. Navi's someone I want to target. I want to see what Alex is going to look like on Fnatic. Again, first time Fnatic's having an international roster instead of an all-Swedish roster, and I think in 9 years, since 2013, I think. So keep that in mind. Look, Fnatic side of things. I said this earlier in the podcast. Fnatic offered the value on this slate. Mezzi is the highest priced Fnatic player coming in his debut with Fnatic. A first official game of Fnatic at 7,400. Berlin, who's the ace of this team, is coming in at $6,600. Chiquino 6,000. Crims at 5,200. Alex at 4,800. Look, I like Alex's price. I love Crims's price. I like Chiquino's price. I love his price. You want to take shots on Fnatic, you do it in large field GVPs, 20 maxes and above. In a 3-entry max, I'm fine playing one lineup with Fnatic in it, but I would want the other 2 with Navi players. I'm just saying that now. 2 Navi, 1 Fnatic, and a 3-entry max. If I'm going 1 entry in a large field GVP, or if large field GVP, maybe you take chances on Fnatic if your roster can allow for it. I'm more headed towards the Navi side. I think Bit is someone that's fantastic on this slate. Gut call, I really like Perfecto. Simple's a lock. I think I like Bit and Perfecto over Simple. Simple should be one of the most surest things on this slate. Simple could be 50 and 20, 55 and 25 by the time this slate is over. Simple's that good. Now look, if I'm taking chances on Fnatic, yes, it's Broland's team. I'm going Mezzi 1, Broland 2. Crims 3, Chiquino 4, Alex 5. I don't mind if you put Chiquino 3rd and Crims 4. I think Chiquino could have a nice day. I think Crims, just with his role, he's a rifle fragger. I think Crims could have a nice day here as well. And Alex, look, he might be focusing more on IGLing with this new team than fragging. But I'm going to take interest in Alex again. Alex only has $4,800. So that's all I got for this game. Let's actually head on to the last game here on the slate, which is going to be one of the most fun to watch from a viewer perspective. It seems that this just keeps happening. It's Mouse Sports versus FaZe Clan. Let's talk about pricing on the slate because it's very, very interesting. Rops comes in at 9,600, Frozen at 8,400, BMass at 7,200, Dexter is at 6,200, and A-Core at $5,400. A-Core is massively discounted. Would not surprise me if A-Core is massive chalk on this slate. All right, so let's get that out of the way. Rops is one of my favorite players on the slate, followed by Frozen. My top 3 players on the slate: Bit 1, Rops 2, Frozen 3. Ceiling-wise, we talk about this with Rops and Frozen. Rops can always get there, always have a good game, always have a ceiling game. Frozen is someone that can break a freaking slate. If you want the salary savings, I don't mind you starting your mouse lineups with Frozen. Quite frankly, Frozen and Dexter, Frozen and A-Core, Rops and Frozen, Rops and BMass, Frozen and BMass, Rops and Dexter. All 5 members of Mouse Sports are firmly in play on this slate. From a ceiling standpoint, Frozen's my favorite. From an overall player standpoint, Rops is my favorite. I like Frozen 1, Rops 2, Dexter 3. Whoop. I don't know what happened there. Hit the space bar. Got another one. All right. A-Core 4, BMass 5. No disrespect to BMass. No disrespect to my buddy Ty. BMass can get there anytime. He's 7,200. Fine. BMass 4A like A-Core 4B. I think you fit in whatever you can fit. I like BMass. If we take a look what happened with BMass, I'm going to see if I can face the last time they faced. It's been a while since they faced Mouse Sports, huh? Not a big deal. So, I don't mind BMass 4. I don't mind A-Core 4. I rather BMass 4, A-Core 5. Something's up with A-Core. Hopefully he's fixed something during the tournament break, too. On the FaZe side of things, look, this is a tough call between Twist and Brokey. Look, they are the top 2 for this team, for FaZe Clan. I, quite frankly, have no idea what to do with them yet. If I had to put something on it, I could go Brokey 1, I could go Twist 1. I want to go Brokey 1A, Twist 1B. I actually like Rain a lot here in this spot, so I'm going to go Rain 3. I'm actually going to go Olaf 4 and Kerrigan 5. So we'll see what happens, but that is who I like there. And again, Kerrigan going up against Mouse Sports that he was on for years. Obviously, him and Dexter, different IGL styles and everything else, so I wouldn't say Kerrigan knows what they're going to do, but maybe Kerrigan's got a bit more of a game plan for Mouse. But again, Dexter's changed things up now over the last several months. You know, we'll see what happens. I'm not reading too much into that, but I like Mouse Sports over FaZe Clan here. Let's actually take a look at our Pinnacle odds. We start off with Big as a minus 197 favorite against EG. Navi coming as a minus 558 favorite against Fnatic, and FaZe and Mouse Sports. Are they enough favors? FaZe is favored by minus 115. Mouse is favored by 105. It's a toss-up game there, which as it should be. Both teams are really good. So it's a pick-em for them for that game. All right, so let's get into this. Let's go into, I've already said it, core play on the slate for me is Bit. Value play on this slate for me is going to be Dexter at 6,400, A-Core at 5,400, Crims and Alex at 5,200 and 4,800 respectively. GPP play on the slate is going to be Gate at 9,000. I'm talking about it, and I've talked myself onto him. Twist at 9,400. Frozen at 8,400. Mihu at 7,800. And Perfecto at 7,600. Favorite team stack? Navi. Favorite team stack for large field GPPs? Fnatic. And EG. Kind of toss up there. Let's get into our prize pick segment here, ladies and gentlemen. So we go over here to prizepicks.com, hit the refresh button on this page one more time. Make sure we get a nice updates. Here we go. And the nice new looking prize picks here. So let's take a look at what we got here. You know what's interesting, folks? This Tabson score at 35.5. I hit the over on that. I hit the over on Searson if you think that they're going to win. Oboe 35.5. I hit the over. Honestly. Breezy 36.5. That's about right. Maybe under. Let's go! The Wii Academy League is back! Let's go! Torzi, 42.5. That might be right on par for what we want from Torzi. I want to pull up some stats for Torzi before I start giving you that stuff, because Torzi's a beast. Torzi's the opera from Mouse NXT. Torzi's not fair. He's not fair. I mean, yeah, he's the opera for Mouse NXT. We don't have that good of a sample size for him in 2-game slates. Torzi is someone who can obviously break a slate. 26, 18, 28, 24, 18, 34, 16, 24, 14, 21, 7, 22, 32, 22. That's in one map. Those are one map sample sizes. 42.5, they're doing a good job with this. But versus the big academy, I think Torzi could get it done, but that line makes me stay away. Look, Aqua on the other side of this thing. You over to the big academy, went over to Aqua. Aqua is someone who isn't that good. I think he's a rifler for them. Yeah, he's a rifler for them. So we actually take a look for Aqua. We've seen the 2-game sample size of him versus Apex, 19 and 13 respectively. Let's take a look at some of the other ones that they have from the We Play Academy League. You know, 22, 39, 30, but then 8, 17, 17, 15, 19, 22, 6, 20, 12, 11, 14, 19, and 13. You know, 35.5 is about right. I don't mind hitting the under on this at all. So I could see over on Torzi, under on Aqua. If you want to take a chance and go under on Torzi, I'm okay with that. Stats for Simple, Electronic, Chiquino, and Crims are all good lines. That's what we can take advantage of there. Patsy versus Ego. Fine line. I don't mind taking an over on Patsy, honestly. So if we just head back a couple, we head back here. So this is Fun Spark. We take a look at the Spirit Academy. We take a look at Patsy. Patsy at 17 years old, I believe, is the Opper, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, he's a rifler. My bad. So 8, 23, and then 23, 21 and 20, 20 and 10, 34, 22, 23 and 15. So a line at 36.5 versus Ego, I don't mind at all. They haven't played. It looks like they haven't played Ego in a while, so I don't think they have Ego at all. So I'm fine with that. I'm on the over on Patsy. Same with the Snatchy line. Good lines on Twist and Brokey. Good lines on Robson Frozen. I actually would take the over on 36.5 of Frozen. But again, he's very up and down as a scorer. All right, so that's going to do it here, ladies and gentlemen. For me here on the CSGO Clutch Podcast, again, follow us on Twitter at CSGO Clutch Pod. You can follow me on Twitter at AdamWX21. You can follow Dan on Twitter at Wandelch, WANDELCH. I'll catch you all for another edition of the tongue-tied. I'll catch you all for another edition of the CSGO Clutch Podcast. For the next main slate, good luck on this slate. Laters, peoples.